what defines us. From our natives Americans who have lived in the Santa Fe area for over a millennia to the Spanish 400 years and the rest of us who came a little later. That diversity is our strength.
I'll go with hell yes. We need to be a sanctuary city. We've done some work with the schools, and I've talked a bunch with the superintendent about how we strengthen the ability to turn away immigration agents at our schools, that our secretaries know if somebody with a badge shows up, how to say, no, you have no right to come here. And I'd like to see us do more outreach so that we all know our rights and know that we don't need to talk to immigration agents and give them any information. Somos en Pueblo Unido has said that we may be subject to raids for the next 30 days in this community, so we all need to be aware and to help protect our immigrant brothers and sisters. And the reason is because it's right, because it's the human thing to do, because it makes sense for our economy and the strength of our community. We are stronger when we are diverse. We learn more about each other and are better for the world when we embrace immigrants, because this is a nation of immigrants and needs to continue to be so.
And I'll echo yes. You know, we're a multicultural community. That's what makes Santa Fe different than any other place, I'd say, in the entire world. That's what makes us so great. That's why people are drawn to this community. You know, as was mentioned, the city council has passed resolution after resolution about sanctuary cities, embracing it, endorsing it. And the great thing about it, it's always been unanimous. That's the wonderful thing. You know, we all come from different sections of the city, but we all have the same thing, a goal on our mind: protecting everybody that lives here. Doesn't matter, you know, where you came from, when you came, how long ago you've been here. You're part of Santa Fe. You're a Santa Fecino, and that is something that we have always strived on the city council. You know, to ensure that the quality of life is good for everyone. So yes, will we continue this policy of sanctuary city? Yes, we will. You know, Washington can bark and say all they want, but Santa Fe is going to continue doing what it's done. And that's the reason people enjoy living here, and we will protect the rights of everyone in this community.
We are a sanctuary city, and I think everyone agrees we need to continue with that and expand our voice and raise our voice and be heard across the country. The question is, what does it mean to be a sanctuary city? One way to look at it is we're going to defend, protect, and speak out on behalf of our immigrants and really assert our diversity. But recently I was talking to a lawyer who does a lot of work with the immigrant community who said we've got to go beyond that. We shouldn't just think about protecting people. We need to think about including everybody in the issues of the economy and housing that we've been talking about. We need to be more inclusive. We need to be fairer. We need to give everybody a shot at being part of the middle class and their families being part of Santa Fe's community and neighborhood. So we need to not just play defense against the forces of evil coming out of Washington, D.C. We need to play offense to include people and welcome them and give them lives of dignity and opportunity so that they can make a living, put down roots, and really be part of Santa Fe going forward. We look like the future of the United States. We can build the future of the United States right here by being inclusive and diverse.
And to read our final question, we have our fellow senior Alyssa Pena.
We got two more questions, but Alyssa's next.
Alyssa Pena.
Okay. So this is a big question, especially for us students. So are you guys ready? Okay. What would you do as mayor to increase our school safety?
There are a number of steps we must take. I don't know if you know that the New Mexico Constitution was amended in 1986 to prevent cities like Santa Fe from enacting ordinance relating to gun control. we need to advocate for a change to the Constitution that allows us as a city to set our own policies with regards to the types of rifles that are permitted, the types of munition clips that are permissible, who can own guns. So know that I'm an advocate for that. I believe we need to cite our police at or near our schools, as well as finding housing for our officers that are in close proximity to our schools, because that presence of those who serve and protect us as citizens of Santa Fe is significant, and if the schools are targets, that's where the police need to be. We also need ultimately to build community across Santa Fe and eliminate hatred, eliminate prejudice from our society, which actually causes so much of that, so many of the shootings and the violence. Thank you.
I don't know if anybody's here who came to the school board this week, but we had a bunch of Santa Fe High School seniors come and speak to the school board about this issue, and it was really, really powerful. So I want to encourage anybody to keep doing that, standing up. Go talk to your city council, talk to the school board, talk to your congressmen and senators, everybody who is in a position to do anything, because students can make a real difference, and we're seeing that in such a powerful way right now. So keep it going, because it's going to take sustained effort. As mayor, I think there are a number of things to do. As Councilor I've mentioned, a lot of these things are not at the city level, they're at the state or the federal level. We need to advocate for eliminating, for making illegal these assault-style weapons, the high-capacity magazines. We need to close some of the loopholes at our state level and bring the local control back so we can keep guns out of City Hall, that sort of thing. But locally, there's a lot we can do, too, in terms of anti-bullying initiatives, in terms of making sure there are hotlines, and really trying to prevent future gun violence. But most of all, I'm hoping that we engage students and teachers so that you can help us solve the problems, because you all have some of the best ideas as to how to address that, and we need to use those ideas for good and to make this community safer.
Dialogue. I've been saying that we must have dialogue with our schools, we must have dialogue with the state, we must have dialogue with the counties as it pertains to protection. I've spoken with the police department. You know, there are steps that they are right now talking about as to what they want to do. But the thing is, what we need to do is we have to have that collaboration with all the schools, all the school districts, so that we can understand exactly what can be put in place. As was mentioned, we need better background checks. We need to ensure that these rifles, these assault rifles, cannot be purchased. It's so sad when you can see somebody that can purchase an assault rifle, but they can't purchase beer. I mean, that's not right. We need to look at why this is happening. We need to talk to our congressman. This is not right. This, and it saddens me when I walked in Santa Fe High this morning that I have to go through the 2 gates. When I went to school here, I never had to do that. I could just walk up here, walk up the steps, you walk past Stud Road, and you're at your class. Times have changed in this community, and it's sad that it has, but it's a precaution that we need to take. And as your next mayor, definitely we are going to have that dialogue, because we will ensure the safety of all the children in this community.